Now you move toward the door. Here it comes, the hardest part. Try to handle love alone, feeling different, feeling strange. This can never be arranged. As the light fades from the screen, from the famous final scene,
if you ask a group of people what's their favorite movie, you tend to get a somewhat similar list every time. Some people will choose the latest blockbuster they saw, and some will name a film nobody ever saw to show their superiority as movie buffs. But generally, it's the usual suspects.
Round up the usual suspects.
It's a phrase that's entered the language. Indeed, it's the title of a film in its own right. And yet it's a very minor scene in a movie full of great moments, one that's always on everyone's list of best ever films, and frequently tops the list. My pal Jed Donahue once emailed all his mates asking them what specific scenes from movies they liked most. It seemed likely to me that it'd be a more interesting list, and it got me thinking. In advertising, we generally get a minute or less to say what we have to say, and we need to make it stick. What is it, I thought, that makes a single scene from a movie stick in the mind, and can we learn anything from that that might help us write better commercials? I'll give you an instance. In A Turkey of a Film, predictably starring Jon Voight and Burt Reynolds, two scenes stood out and were voted into the top 100. The first was the rape of the little fat chap by the hillbilly. Funny how time alters our view. On seeing that scene again, one is only struck by the wimpiness of it and the fact that the guy is getting raped, still wearing his underpants, which is a hell of a trick. This scene, however, is a classic and will never age.
About his hand.
I don't think you understood me. I want to get some drivers to drive this car and that car down to Aintree. Drivers, you understand?
You might get a driver, brothers.
Who?
The driver brothers.
Where do they live?
They live back over that way. $4.99.
Genetic deficiencies. Isn't that pitiful?
Who's picking the manger here?
Come on, I'm with you. I believe you could, too. I believe you could.
That's good.
That's very good, sir. God damn, you play a mean banjo.
The last moment is the kicker. All the threat and unease encapsulated in a few seconds. And the arrogance of the tourist, I'll show this kid how to play the guitar. The amazement of the kid's brilliance. God, I love this kid. The weirdness of the kid himself and the old dancing guy, and the metaphorical slap in the face at the end. It's got the lot. And people who left the theater after that scene would have got their money's worth. So I started emailing my friends and asking them for their top 20 clips. What really amazed me was the enthusiasm of their response. From 100 emails, I had 98 replies, and the 2 that didn't send lists said it was too difficult, but they'd get round to it. They never did, of course, but you can be sure they'll be among the most vociferous voices complaining that the list omits their favorites. Once I'd got the list of the top 100 scenes, I decided to try and make some sense of it. Silly of me, I guess, because magic transcends research every time. However, I did isolate 6 attributes that a great scene can have. The numbers 1 and 2 scenes seem to have 4 of them. On the other hand, the number 3 has only 1, again proving that people who try and make a science out of art are fooling themselves. Still, for the fun of it, here are the 6 factors. 1 is great use of music. 2, great dialogue. These 2 are almost always mutually exclusive. You can't have both, it seems, although there is one exception on the list. 3 is suspense, or just moments of silence, of shock, which can be reverence, horror, contradiction, surprise, or just plain oddness. Next to great dialogue, it's the most essential element. And the last 2 are emotion, romance, or just plain heart-tugging, and comedy, which ranges from mildly amusing to loud and embarrassing guffaws. Let's look at that exception first. This came in at number 12 on the list, and is from Reservoir Dogs.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair, and I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. It's so hard to keep a smile from my face. Hold still. Hold still, y'all. Clowns to the left, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. When you started out with nothing and you found that you're a self-made and your family all come crawling, slap you on the back and say,
Is that as good for you as it was for me? Hey, what's going on? You hear that?
trying to make some sense.
Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back.
But I can see it.
Great track, which I'll never hear again without replaying the scene in my head. Plus tension, horrendous violence, and some dialogue which just underlines the rest. Let's take the curse off the moment and look at some really great one-liner scenes. These are clips which rely on one great line of dialogue for their fame. Here are 2. One in which the line provides the tension, and which makes the end inevitable, and another where the line itself seems almost inevitable, but which builds deliciously.
And Frank?
Frank sent us.
Did you bring a horse for me?
Looks like we're shy of one horse.
You brought two too many.
I called Mama. She was so happy she cried. She wants you to have her wedding gown. It's white lace.
Yeah, that's good. I can't get married in your mother's dress. She and I, we are not built the same way.
We can have it altered.
Yeah, no, you don't. That's good. I'm gonna level with you. We can't get married at all.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, I'm not a natural blonde.
Doesn't matter.
I smoke. I smoke all the time.
I don't care.
Well, I have a terrible past. For 3 years now, I've been living with a saxophone player.
I forgive you.
I can never have children.
We can adopt some.
But you don't understand, Osgood. I'm a man.
Well, nobody's perfect.
You getting the hang of the symbols now? They click up like fruit machine wheels. Just see if you agree, okay? Now, let's see a couple of situation scenes where there's no dialogue to speak of. No dialogue to speak of, did I say that? And no music. Just a great visual idea. Now, bearing in mind how much this genre is beloved of advertising makers, you might assume that it's big in movies too. You'd be wrong. Only 10 clips out of 100 can be put in this box. But the biggest section in the list is the dialogue section. It seems that people recall great dialogue more than anything else. And here's where we fall down. When did you last see a commercial that features great dialogue? Come to that, when did you ever see one? Maybe it's just that we don't think we can establish anything verbal in the time we're given, or maybe we're just hopeless writers.
I'd like a plain omelet, no potatoes, tomatoes instead, a cup of coffee, and wheat toast.
No substitution.
What do you mean, you don't have any tomatoes?
Only what's on the menu. You can have a number 2, a plain omelet. It comes with cottage fries and rolls.
Yeah, I know what it comes with, but it's not what I want.
Well, I'll come back when you make up your mind.
Wait a minute. I have made up my mind. I'd like a plain omelet, no potatoes on the plate, a cup of coffee, and a side order of wheat toast.
I'm sorry, we don't have any side orders of toast. I'll give you a English muffin or a coffee roll.
What do you mean you don't make side orders of toast? You make sandwiches, don't you?
Would you like to talk to the manager? Hey, Mac.
Shut up. You've got bread and a toaster of some kind?
I don't make the rules.
Okay, I'll make it as easy for you as I can. I'd like an omelet, plain, and a chicken salad sandwich on wheat toast. No mayonnaise, no butter, no lettuce, and a cup of coffee.
A number 2, chicken salad sand. Hold the butter, the lettuce, the mayonnaise, and a cup of coffee. Anything else?
Yeah, now all you have to do is hold the chicken, bring me the toast, give me a check for the chicken salad sandwich, and you haven't broken any rules.
You want me to hold the chicken, huh?
I want you to hold it between your knees.
But you know what the funniest thing about Europe is?
What?
It's the little differences. I mean, they got the same shit over there that they got here, but it's just there, it's a little different.
Example.
All right, well, you can walk into a movie theater in Amsterdam and buy a beer. And I don't mean just like a little paper cup, I'm talking about a glass of beer. And in Paris, you can buy a beer in McDonald's. And you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
They don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese?
Oh man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is.
And what do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
What do they call a Big Mac?
Big Mac's a Big Mac, but they call it Le Big Mac.
Le Big Mac. What do they call a Whopper?
I don't know, I didn't go on a Burger King.
One shot, one set, a bit of chat. You'd think we could figure that out, wouldn't you? The budget wouldn't be a problem for sure. Not convinced? Okay, here are another couple. Let's make it really hard on ourselves and use the same location. One diner, two people.
What's for bacon?
No, man, I don't eat pork.
Are you Jewish?
No, I ain't Jewish. I just don't dig on swine, that's all.
Why not?
Pigs are filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals.
Yeah, but bacon tastes good. Pork chops taste good.
Hey, sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I'd never know because I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfuckers. Pigs sleep and root in shit. That's a filthy animal. I ain't eating nothing that ain't got sense enough to disregard its own feces.
How about a dog? Dog eats his own feces.
I don't eat dog either.
Yeah, but do you consider a dog to be a filthy animal?
I wouldn't go so far as to call a dog filthy, but they're definitely dirty. But dogs got personality. Personality goes a long way.
So by that rationale, if a pig had a better personality, he would cease to be a filthy animal. Is that true?
Well, we have to be talking about one charming motherfucking pig. I mean, he had to be 10 times more charming than that Arnold on Green Acres, you know what I'm saying?
You don't think that I could tell a difference?
No.
Get out of here.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh, yes. 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 Oh. Yes. 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 Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Okay, I'll go easy on you for a bit. How about silence? Just tension. No dialogue at all. Here are two marvelous pieces that rely entirely on tension for effect. Sure, there are some words, but they're irrelevant to the scene.
You kept your promise.
Let's hope the beer's all I said it was, eh? worth waiting for.
Call it.
Chris? Have a word with you.
It's strange that several people who voted for that last clip remembered several lines of dialogue from Coburn, and yet all he says is, call it. It's his stillness that makes the scene. But maybe people can't believe that anyone can not fill a vacuum. Here's another example of that. This scene came in at number 25, and the majority of people believed that they could hear the famous soundtrack. Da 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 da. It's not there, is it? It's a very long amount of nothing, and I've cut it down a bit.
Tex? Beto. Who is he? Tapas!
That's nearly enough for this week. But I'm going to leave you with one scene that relies almost entirely on music, but has elements of shock in the form of irreverence. And it's very funny. I particularly like the feebly kicking feet. For this week, that's a wrap. See you next week.
Cheer up, Brian. You know what they say? Some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble. Give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the light side of life. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright side of life. Come on. Always look on the right side of life. For life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your scene, give the audience a grin. Enjoy it, it's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright side of death. Just before you draw your terminal breath. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and death's a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show, keep 'em laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. And always look on the right side of life. Always look on the right side of life. Come on, Brian, get up. Always look on the right side of life. Always look on the right side of life.
Now you move toward the door. Here it comes, the hardest part. Trying to hand the love the road. Feeling different, feeling strange. This can never be arranged. As the light fades from the screen, from the famous final scene.
Hello again. Welcome to our second look at the top 100 film clips ever. Again, we'll be using the 6 little symbols to try and categorize each clip, and again, we'll probably get it all wrong. Let's start this week with some opening scenes from films. Arguably, this is the moment when you grab the audience, or you don't. It's not quite the same as advertising, since in theaters, people have paid to watch, and will only stop if the movie really sucks. But here are 3 great opening sequences. The Bond sequence is probably the most famous ever, and a couple of bars of John Barry's theme or the shot along the rifle barrel instantly take 2 generations to the world of 007.
Yes, come on. Come on now, sweetheart. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Come on. Go for a little ride, then you can whiz all over the city. Come on. Come on, go for a ride. Come on. Come on, sweetie. No! Freeze! Freeze! Leg down, leg down, leg down, leg down. That's it. That's it. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Come Come on.
No, you monkey!
You have pissed your last floor. I bet you wish you were a real you dog-eared monkey. This is New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You ugly, smelly.
Jack Nicholson is the actor who features most in the top 100. He's just brilliant at anti-hero parts. And the intro to West Side Story that followed was breakthrough in its day. The track across New York and the whistled theme as powerful as ever. Let's stick with West Side Story. The very next scene introduced the two gangs, the Montagues and Capulets of the West Side, the Sharks and the Jets. The way that the director and choreographer segued from the gangland strut to full-out dance changed musicals forever. It looks a bit aggressively gay now, but in those days it was mega macho. I remember coming out of the cinema and doing that in Birmingham High Street. What a pathetic little dick I must have been. And yet there was a precedent. The number 12 clip of all time is a dance sequence, and it takes place in the street. Why this scene, you may wonder, above all others? Maybe it's because, again, Gene Kelly was the man who changed dance forever. He made dancing masculine. And then the second most famous two-male dance sequence of all time. Maybe it's the contradiction of the male and the dance that gives these clips their memorability and their power. It's as if it's not really dancing. It's just doing what a man's got to do.
Dancing and singing in the rain.
Teach me to dance. Will you?
Dance? Did you say dance? Come on, my boy. Together. Let's go. Up. Again. Up. Down. Yasu la vende. Boss, I have so much to tell you. I never loved a man more than you.
Enough with the dancing. We found out last week that the single most unifying factor in the 100 most popular film clips was dialogue. Let's look at some more examples. Here are 3 that are discomforting. It's not only the funny or the romantic that stick in the mind.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know too much about Harvest Festival. But I do know a story about God. Ooh. So God was creating man, all right? And his little assistant came up to him and he said, "Hey, we've got all these bodies left, but we're right out of brains, we're right out of hearts, and we're right out of vocal cords." And God said, "Fuck it, sew them up anyway, smack smiles on their faces and make them talk out their asses." And lo, God created the Tory Party.
Oh, may God forgive you.
God? All right. Well, now there's a fella. I mean, what's he doing, eh? He can take John Lennon. He can take those 3 young lads down at Ainsley Pit. He's even thinking of taking my old man, and Margaret bloody Thatcher lives. But what's he studying playing at, eh? You've been great. My name's Coco the Scab.
What did he say? He wants somebody who speaks their language. He's going to explain the camp rules. You speak German?
No.
Alles fair, und ich sage das nur einmal.
The game starts now. If you're here, you're in. If not, you're out.
Ihr seid nur aus einem einzigen Grund in dieses Lager transportiert worden?
You have to score 1,000 points to win. If you do that, you take home a tank.
Zu arbeiten.
Lucky dog.
Jeder Versuch der Sabotage wird mit dem sofortigen Tode bestraft. Die Hinrichtungen finden auf dem Hof durch Schüsse in den Rücken statt.
Each day we will be announcing who's in the lead from the loudspeaker there. The one with the least points has to wear a big sign each day that spells the word Jackass right on his back.
Ihr habt die Ehre, für unser großes deutsches Vaterland arbeiten zu dürfen und am Bau des Großdeutschen Reiches teilzunehmen.
We get to play the part of the nasty guys who yell all the time. Anybody who's afraid loses points.
3 Grundregeln solltet ihr nie vergessen. Erstens, versuche nicht zu fliehen. Zweitens, folge jedem Befehl ohne Fragen. Drittens, jeder Versuch eines Aufstandes wird mit dem Tod durch Erhängen bestraft. Ist das klar?
There's 3 ways a person can lose his points. They would be as follows. 1, turning into a big crybaby. 2, telling everyone you want to see your mama. 3, if you're hungry and want us to bring you something to eat, forget about it.
Ihr solltet glücklich sein, hier arbeiten zu dürfen. Es wird niemandem etwas geschehen, der die Vorschriften befolgt.
It's very easy to lose points here for being hungry. Just yesterday I was penalized 40 points because I was so hungry that I had to have a jam sandwich.
Gehorsamkeit ist alles.
Apricot jam.
Und noch etwas.
He wanted strawberry.
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know, that Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives, and my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth because deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I did!
Dialogue doesn't have to be long, as we said last week. A one-liner can be as or more effective. Here are 3 clips, each depending on a single line for effect. 1 wry humor, 1 all threat and menace, and 1 all-out horror.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Well, then who the hell else are you talking to? Talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Oh, yeah? Huh? Okay. Huh?
Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Here's Johnny.
Nicholson again. Is it that he gets great lines written for him, or is it the way he delivers? Or does he write the lines himself? Here's a great bit of writing, by the actor himself apparently. One of the top sequences, number 12 on the list, and my second favorite.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time
Let's finish off this week with the longest clip on the list and the overall second favorite. In some ways you could say that it's more than one scene, that the memorable bit is at the very end, but the hell with the rules. Here's Nicholson again with Will Sampson. If you note the little symbols, this has everything except humor, and there's even a bit of that, thanks to Christopher Lloyd. And what a soundtrack. This is my personal number one scene. See you next week.
Not gone without you, man. I wouldn't leave you here this way. You're coming with me.